Peace, peace, peace. You see dead people, I see divergences. We are not the same. Confluence is king. Let's see if we can find it. Bitcoin. This red line here is the old cycle top. Close enough. You know, it ain't perfect, bro. But anyway, where we are at now, we have just reclaimed the old cycle top, possibly retested it for now. Must take this one level at a time. I have this white line drawn because of all this resistance here. And for now, that is resistance again until you see it flipped. Now, what is this orange zone? This orange zone is an inflection from April of 2025 and pretty much March of 24. You know, you have your resistance, then you have your support. So, you know, I want to use the phrase severe breakouts, whatever. False breakouts have severe consequences. Whatever. It was a long night. We lost the old cycle top. Now we reclaimed it. So if this was to be a false breakout to the bottom, some upside could be expected. However, you do have resistance around 74K. You got possible at 77, 78, and then there is the 81, which was the beginning of this ascending triangle that I had plotted. So, I mean, you got a lot of work to do on Bitcoin. Personally, I like structure, you know, like this. You know, you can kind of tell that momentum was shifting. You know, you had a possible wedge or something. At least you have some type of structure that you can work with, you know, by the bottom of it with bullish divergence or something, you know, you know, except for the wick. But, you know, you could do something like that. I mean, that's a strategy. Buy bottoms of falling wedges with bullish divergence, and then if you catch the bottom of the falling wedge, you get all the upside to the top, and then obviously that's a heart line. So you know what, I'm going to replot this just for education's sake. You know, you get yourself a channel, and you know, you buy the bottom with the bullish divergence and you get the upside, and then once you retest that heart line, you could have moved your stop loss up and you could have caught the actual breakout, which would have eventually ran you up to 126K if you were patient enough and you didn't take profit, which you should always take profit. When an asset goes up and down this much, you should always take profit if you're trading. You know, there's investors, there's, you know, day traders, swing traders, leverage traders, breakout traders. You got to figure out what you want to be and be it. So if I was to go on the RSI, I can see, you know, a possible falling wedge that, you know, might have gotten retested. You never know. I don't usually draw patterns on the RSI, but it's there. So, I mean, you have a breakout. Maybe we'll see some upside in Bitcoin tonight. I don't know what's going to happen. After a run to the downside like we've seen, I mean, of course, it's going to go up eventually. So then I'd go to stablecoin dominance, which is tick-tocking away on this demand line. And if it doesn't hold, you would have another false breakout, which could have serious consequences, which would be great for the crypto market. Yeah, I'm talking about. Let's go to the weekly. Closes in 5 hours. I mean, maybe the weekly will close at the 0.5. However, it will be the highest weekly candle close since September of 2023. It's a big deal. This is already clearly a confirmed breakout. And now when the candle closes, I mean, this one was the real one. But when this candle closes here again, I mean, it could just keep running to the 618, which is kind of confluent. It's not perfect, but it's kind of confluent with resistance from history. So basically, one step at a time, you know, you go to the daily. It is still uptrending. Maybe the RSI is resetting before another run higher. Guess we could go to the 4 hour and see if it tells a different tale. You know, that 200 4 hour is way down here. If this thing, like I said, if it starts dropping below and you see it retest, I mean, it could just drop. It's crypto. You do have possible hidden bullish divergence on the MACD. On the 4 hour. Well, it's possible, but, you know, this last one just turned red in the last second, so it wouldn't surprise me if this lost as a demand line and dropped down, I mean, at least to 9.67. Support, I mean, it's not a major inflection. But again, you know, false breakouts, serious consequences. If this thing starts to drop below the diagonal supply demand line, start looking for these targets down here. Be great. We'll see a little bit of upside in crypto if it happens. It's hard to predict what's going to happen now. And, you know, if you were going to manage risk on something like Bitcoin, you know, basically you'd probably want a stop loss below 68,785. Maybe under that wick. You know, maybe here around 66.4. MACD is going positive again. You can go to my last video and see some of the weekly closes for the index funds. But for now, I mean, being over the old cycle top, it's a good thing for now. Upside could happen. Just got to be careful of bearish retests, right? And you know, it's Bitcoin, it's volatile, it's crypto, it's volatile. Let's go to Ethereum quick. Same exact deal. You know, bounced off of 17 pretty much. And, you know, this is a major inflection point, clearly. See how many times the price has reacted to it? It's cray-cray. Like cray-cray, bro. So, we have to know or be aware that it is another inflection point and it could reverse here. But if you see it break it and retest it, I said it in yesterday's video, I'd like to see a run up to 23, 24-ish and then come back down and maybe retest it as support. And it only has to happen once, you know. You go to the 4-hour and maybe you'll see it happen fast, because that's how fast things happen. Especially on crypto assets, it happens very fast. Now see, here's a perfect example right here on Ethereum of a false breakout having serious consequences. Whoops. You know, you got the top, the bottom, the top, the bottom, the top, the bottom, the top, the bottom, the top, the bottom. Then you broke down. False breakout, serious consequence. Shorts are trapped. So these are little things that you could look for. I mean, on the 4-hour, it's probably the best time frame to look at right now in crypto. I mean, here's the 1-hour. Not a big fan of the 1-hour. But if we were to look at the 1-hour, we could look at it like this, like that, and like this, and I mean, maybe we'll come up, bang, go. Maybe we'll come up, break down, down. I mean, it's an inflection point from history. Very hard to read the crypto market now. I think in time, lower makes sense, but I'm not as certain about that as I was a week ago when the false breakouts were happening. So, I mean, Ethereum, it is what it is till it ain't. Bearish retest, possible bearish retest, inflection zone. I would want to wait for confirmation before I did anything, and I'm going to. We will find out tonight, Sunday into Monday. Expect volatility. Always the case. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Back in the pattern. Okay, so now I like this trend line. And now I can move it just a little bit, because now it's kind of valid, you know. You got 1 touch, 2 touch, breakdown, reconfirm. You know, technically it's not even a line yet there, but you know, it's just analysis, bro. Don't get mad. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And you get a touch and a touch, and then you lost it, reconfirmed it. Maybe it's time to go. Break that 200 daily simple moving average, and yeah, there could be upside for Bitcoin dominance, and if Bitcoin goes with it, clearly some money has flown into Bitcoin in the last couple days. So there's another little bit of confluence there for you for a run for Bitcoin. Would think that Ethereum would go with it. Let's go to ETH BTC. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is definitely outperforming Ethereum again. Right here, I thought we were going to get a lot of ETH love, but, you know, the higher you get your hopes up, the further they get to fall. That's why technical analysis is just the way to go for me, because it tells a better story and it keeps the emotions out of it. Make decisions based upon the charts and the charts only. Go to total. Same idea as Bitcoin. For now, I like the fact that this support here was reclaimed and possibly retested. Could be some upside here for total as well. Again, Sunday, Monday, expect volatility. I think within the next couple hours, we're going to see some type of move, because overseas markets will start waking up and doing their thing for Monday. Let's go to total weekly. I mean, clearly bids were at the 200 weekly on total. I mean, Jesus. Look at how close that came. I mean, you can't make that up. Like I said, quoting Warren G, if you buy quality assets at the 200 weekly simple moving average, you will do well. The problem is most people do not have the discipline to do so. So, I mean, he would be right. Warren G. G's up, hose down. Why you motherfuckers bounce to this? I mean, we're going to be watching total. What the F, bro? Oh, it's locked. Anyway. I mean, that could be your falling wedge right there. 68% chance of a break to the upside. Let's go to the daily and look at it. I mean, that was actually pretty lovely. You had, a falling wedge, and then you got a rising channel in the falling wedge. As soon as that broke down, pretty much moved to the bottom of the wedge. I could probably go like that. Yeah, I like that better. So, I mean, there could be some room just to get back up to the top of the wedge. Might not be much, but it could result in some upside in crypto. We're going to find out soon. It's 2:30 here on the East Coast. Freezing. The Patriots are in the Super Bowl. I don't really care for the bread and circus too much, but, I'll entertain it. Go see some friends tonight, so I won't be around to post charts or nothing. Not like many people even look at them or care. I hope to get it to the point where people do. I love it. I mean, you might have a falling wedge here on total as well on the RSI. You could have had a kind of a retest, Falling wedge, 68% chance of a breakdown. Boom, boom, boom. Breakout, retest, could be the go. Sometimes I've seen these wedges or trend lines on the RSI get respected to a T. I mean, it wouldn't even surprise me if this thing came lower and just touched it perfectly and then bang, see you later. I've seen it happen. You can find them, just get TradingView. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. It doesn't matter. Just start charting. It gets easier the more you do it, just like anything. I'm actually going to get rid of that bull flag because it's unnecessary and it already played out. I mean, so yeah, if I found some confluence today, I would say that yes, Bitcoin and Ethereum in total have some upside going into this week. Does not mean we're going to all-time highs. We're going to look at Bitcoin again just because it's likely the reason people are watching this. If you're actually people, one level at a time. You want to break it, and retest. I mean, every single one of these areas you want to expect some sort of resistance. Although, it's Bitcoin, it could drop right through it. This is from a technical standpoint. And that's all. Let's do like a falling wedge. Yeah, see, total came closer to its 200. This is still a couple percent off. Total was like to a T. Look at this. I mean, let's just look at it again. I mean, you can't make this up. Look at that. It's almost touching. It's incredible. Let's take a look at ETH dominance. I mean, actually, I kind of like this right now. Remember how I say that retest is the safest place to buy? And you definitely have a falling wedge. It broke out, it retested, it got some love, but here we are again at the same trend line. It was a supply line, now it's a demand line. Will we bounce? I don't know, but I like it. But, you know, the crypto market's very weak right now. Market sentiment is terrible. Everybody wants to come in and get rich quick. I had a plan to get rich over time. I still have to do it, unfortunately. Conquer money, I can go play music on the beach. If I conquer music, it will conquer money for me, and I can go play music on the beach. Either way, we're gonna make it, baby, and I want you to make it too. I hope you find value in my analysis. Thank you for tuning in. If you stayed this long, if you stayed at all, go Patriots. Bread and circus. Don't revolt. Please don't revolt. Love y'all motherfuckers. Peace, love, and llama.